Welcome, 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 welcome to the Reset. I am your host, Andre Clay. And on today's show, we are again keeping up with the candidates with a special interview with Casildo Casey Cuevas, candidate for Fox Metro Water Reclamation Trustee, 5th District in Aurora, Illinois. Today's show is a special call in show. That number will be 708 414 0849. Again, that's 708 414 0849. And with that, let's bring our guest on. How you doing, Casey?
Pretty good. How
All
you
right.
doing?
All right, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. For those of you who have tuned into the reset in the past, you are familiar with my man right here. Casey has been a guest on the show many times. He is most famous for his activism and his advocacy in Aurora, Illinois. Been doing this for many years. He is the hardest working cat I know in the streets, on the grind, ladies and gentlemen. And today, Casey is running for political office in Aurora, Illinois. As usual, staying active in local politics there. Casey is running for a position that's called Water Reclamation Trustee. Many people have not heard of what that is, don't know what that is. But we're going to get into that tonight, and Casey is going to let us in on a lot of the political ins and outs of what's happening in Aurora, Illinois as well. But today, Casey, you doing good this Sunday?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little bit tired from yesterday, but I feel very good today.
All right, all right. I know you were involved in a drive that you spearheaded. Tell us a little bit about that real quick before we get into it.
Sure. We did care packages for the homeless.
Okay.
We put together over 300 packages. Yesterday, I know we probably distributed over 200 of them.
Okay.
And in each package, has gloves, hats, hand warmers,
Okay.
toiletries, snacks, blanket, Mylar blanket, hand warmers, which the homeless love. A
Right.
little bit of everything, to make it a little bit less burdensome on them.
Absolutely. 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 All right. Well, Casey is running for political office now. And for the public, for those who may not know who Casey is, if you will, my man, who is Casildo Casey Cuevas and why do you want to run for Water Reclamation Trustee?
Well, I am a community-driven member who strives to be the voice for those without one. Okay, I'm a person who advocates for the less fortunate. I love to inform, educate, and guide everyone of the services that are provided not only by different organizations, our city, but I like to educate people also and inform them of how they can be more involved, not only in the community, in the political world, in everyday decisions that affect them long term. And the second part, why I want to run, well, I want to provide a voice again for the diverse community that is out there. From Aurora, Sugar Grove, North Aurora. One of the things when I looked up the Fox Metro Water Reclamation District, what struck me is they don't have a diverse board. And it's funny because one of the duties and one of the things that they say on there, as far as the roles and responsibilities, is to ensure that the Fox Metro Water Reclamation District commitment to a diverse board and staff that reflects the communities of the Fox Metro, Water Reclamation District. And to me, they do not. I don't see a diverse board. I'm not sure about, the staff. I haven't looked into the staff yet, but, they should be reflective of the community. I do not see any Hispanics on the community. I do not see any African Americans on the board. And to me, that's concerning because if that's what they strive for, why isn't it being done? This position used to be an appointed position.
Okay.
Now, yeah, it was appointed, I believe, by state representatives and stuff like that, political people to this position. Now you have to run for it. Now you have to be elected for it. And I feel that me being as a Hispanic person, community driven, I think I'm the best person for the job. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. As I was stating before, Casey, many people may not have heard or know what a water reclamation trustee is. So specifically, man, with that position, what are the duties? What are the responsibilities? And why should citizens care who this person is?
Well, that person is going to be their elected official now, not an appointed one. Now they have to be run for office.
Right.
They're supposed to provide leadership, governance, and oversight of Fox Metro Water Reclamation District. A lot of people aren't familiar with Fox Metro Water Reclamation. That's where you get your clean water from. Okay,
Right.
guys?
Right. Gotcha.
These are
Gotcha.
the people that determine how your water is treated, what
Hmm.
happens to the water, how it is distributed to the folks, you know, and it's not only for Aurora, you know, they provide it for North Aurora, Boulder Hill, Montgomery, Oswego, Sugar
Okay.
Grove, Yorkville, and Batavia.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
is an important position. You
Hmm.
know, they are the ones that are oversee all the tasks at the Fox Metro Water Reclamation. We
Okay.
serve on different committees, on special assignments. We work directly with, the person in charge, which is the district manager of the Fox Metro Water Reclamation. And we work on developing and implementing strategic plans at the water treatment plant.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
position is very important. You know, we're also part of, of the meetings, all the legal matters, the fiduciary responsibilities, the annual budget, audit reports, anything, all the decisions, they go through the board. So
Okay.
it affects you directly as far as your wallet is concerned, the rates that you pay, the water that you get.
Right.
Businesses too, it does affect businesses because when they have their grease traps and things like that, and the water that goes into these places,
Okay.
the Fox Metro Water District is the one that provides information or the contract. They are the ones that make the decisions on those, whether they pass or don't pass,
Oh wow.
and how
Okay.
much to charge
Okay.
the
Okay.
businesses. So
Right.
it also affects the businesses.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Wow. Okay. I see. Did not know that. Did not know that. Yes. So yes,
I
absolutely. Water. It's very important. Yeah. Folks, we need to know about this. Absolutely.
right, and these people that make those decisions affect you in an everyday life, you know,
No doubt.
and you have to have people in there that care about the community, that are going to be servicing the community.
Yes.
It is a paid position, but trust me, they don't pay much
Right.
for
Right.
this.
Right.
So, with that in mind, I think personally for me, it's more of a community driven position than anything else.
Right, right. And with your history in public service, I see it's very understandable to me why you would run for a position like this. So, in that, I got a chance to talk to a couple other candidates running for office in Aurora. And just like them, I want to ask you, um, what is the process like running for a position like this? I know that there are signatures to be captured, and you know, what was your experience like? Running for this position. Tell us all about it, man.
Well, I don't know. I tell people the truth because that's what I'm about. My first thing is I went to my family and I said, hey, this is a position I want to run for. This is not my first rodeo is running for something political. I did run against Carl Franco when he ran a few years back. And it's the same thing. I went to my family and I went and asked for their blessing because honestly, I couldn't do anything that I do without having the support of my family, my wife, Anna, who, you know, I thank the God for having her in my life. She is my rock, my support, my lifeline. Without her and my family, my daughter, my son, I couldn't do what I do, you know? So that was my first step is talking to my family. The second step that I did is ask, certain community leaders, you know, if it was something that I was going to get support from them. And, I didn't even have to really do my spiel or, or anything like that. They were like, yes, definitely. And especially considering that Fox Metro uh, board is not very diverse. That's also a big factor too. So once I found out and I had the support of my family and my peers, I started gathering information of what exactly does Fox Metro do. That's why I got informed. Anytime I delve into something, I want to get educated, I want to get informed, and I want to see if it fits within what I like to do, which is serve the community. And Fox Metro serves the community. So I said, okay, what's the next step? Find out how many votes I need. Start knocking on doors, getting petitions done, asking friends for support and help, and that was kind of what my process looks like. Getting feedback from the community is very good, especially when I start talking to the community and say, a lot, like you said, a lot of people did not know what Fox Metro board trustee does.
Right.
Once I went through all the duties, they're like, wow, we never knew that. And to me, that's an important step. You're informing, you're educating the community because it affects them. They
That's
might not
right.
think about it.
That's right.
They just open up the spigot and they get the water or the faucet or whatever, take a
Right,
shower or
right.
whatever. But they don't realize what it takes from point A to point B.
Yeah, we take it for granted. We really take it for granted. I mean, we do. That's true. That's true.
Right. Hmm.
Okay. So how many signatures did you have to capture, and once you obtained the required amount, what was the next step that you had to do in order to be able to qualify to
It's
run?
right. For me, I only needed 100 signatures. Well, I
Okay.
shouldn't say only, it's quite a bit.
Yeah, it's
A
still
hundred
work to put
signatures,
in. Yeah.
but you got to put in the work. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Uh, but I got over 200 and some signatures.
That's what's
I
up.
always, yeah, I always go for double what it's required, if possible, triple if I have to.
There
So,
you
I
go.
mean, I didn't present all my sheet petition sheets. I took the best that I had, and they were over 225 or 250, something like that. The difference with my race and the local people, I had to go down to Springfield and file my
Wow.
petitions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas the people here, they just go to, uh, um, downtown,
What,
the
well,
city.
why is that?
Or
Why is it that you had to file
being a
those?
new position that was formed, how they made that decision and the rules and everything, it stated on there that you had to go down to Springfield
Okay.
and file down there instead of like up here.
Gotcha.
If they
Okay.
look at the Public Act, I believe it's 101 0523 that about it, and I think that gives them information of how yeah, 101 0523 was signed by J.D. Pritzker in 2019.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
details exactly what you have to do in order to be a trustee of this.
Okay.
For me,
Okay.
it would have been perfect to just go to the county clerk and
Sure.
or the city clerk and
Yeah.
get things filed there. Like the ward when I ran the other time, it was just
Hmm.
down to city hall, boom, fill out,
Right. Right.
take them all
Right.
the paperwork, and you're done. But
Yeah.
we had to make a track down to Springfield, and I got a good buddy of mine, John Lesh,
Yes.
to help me out. And
Yes.
we went down, and he was familiar with the process, so I'm very
Okay.
grateful to John and his
Okay.
help in going down to Springfield.
All
He's also
right.
running for alderman at
Alderman at
large.
War. Yes.
Please vote for
Yes.
him.
Yes. Yeah. I want to get John on the show. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So yeah. Yeah. We'll
So
talk.
I'm
We'll
very
talk.
grateful. And see, this is the kind of stuff that I'm familiar with, forming, friendships.
Yeah.
There's different people from different avenues, some Republicans, some Democrats, some progressives. And that's what I like to do. I like to
Yeah.
work with
Yeah.
people that have the same orientation as me, which is the community, the
That's right.
betterment of the community,
That's right.
the middle class, the lower class.
Hmm.
That's what I like to do.
There you
You
go.
know, I like to have them in mind whenever I do something in the community, whether it's political or, something community oriented.
All right. Well, I got another question for you. Who is the
Hmm.
current trustee, and why should the voters consider you above that trustee?
Well, the current trustees, like I said, they are gonna, right now, they are um, appointed. They were appointed.
Okay.
Uh, my opponents, I have three opponents that I'm running against. Let's see, I have their names here somewhere. I'm familiar with some of them. Thomas Muth, he's the retired district manager. He's
Okay.
been the district manager for Fox Metro. Jeffrey Hum, he's from Sugar Grove. I'm not too familiar with him.
Okay.
And my other opponent is Chuck Nelson, who's been around in the political world. He's the ex-deputy mayor of Aurora.
Okay.
And, you know, those are my opponents. The current trustees, there are some that are, I believe, District 1, 2, and 5 are going to be running, and I'm in District 5.
Okay.
Um, so the way I look at it is I looked at the trustees that are currently on the board, the makeup of them. I didn't see diversity
Right. Right.
whatsoever.
Right.
So
Right.
to me, that is a little bit concerning. But at the same time, I think, well, they might be familiar with what they're doing. They might not. I'm not sure. I haven't looked too much into, the way they vote and stuff like that. Uh, Lately, I've been going through the minutes, skimming through everything. So I'm getting a little bit my feet wet as far as everything is concerned with all the trustees, the current ones, the ones that are going to be running. So I'm just gathering data right now at this
Got you.
process.
I got you. I got you. Okay, that's very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, well, you know what? Another question: when are the local elections in Aurora?
April 4th.
April
Next
4th.
this year. Yes,
All
April
right.
is going to be the main elections. There is going to be a primary, I believe, for the aldermen
Okay.
for the sixth ward because there were more than five candidates or five
Right.
candidates and above.
Right. Right.
So they're going to have a primary, and then the next election will be, of course, April 4th.
Okay. All right. All right. Everybody take note of that. Be prepared. Get ready. That day is coming. Another question for another question for you. How important is it, especially again with your background in activism and community service? How important is it for citizens to learn more about local politics and who their elected officials are?
I think it's very important because every decision that these elected officials make affect your wallet, your way of life, your taxes, and community makeup. Every decision that they make in some way, directly or indirectly, is going to affect how you manage your life, your money, what you do with the money, your way of life, the way you live. If you get elected officials in there that are constantly making bad decisions that are based on exterior motives, they are not thinking of you, the middle class. We're the ones that are supporting these people, okay? Because we're paying our fair share of taxes more than other people. And I think it's important for people to realize why that is. How is your money being used? Is it going to the right people, the right organizations, the right companies that are doing business, whether it be with the city, Fox Metro Water Reclamation, those decisions that they make in those meetings that you should be attending to find out, or at least read the agenda, read the minutes, look at if they're videotaped, go through them, and actually listen to what's going on. Because you, as a person that pays taxes, wouldn't you want people that are responsible, ethical, and have you in mind when they make those decisions, you should care. It's just like managing your house. Would you entrust your money to somebody that you don't know or you don't trust? Of course not.
Correct.
You want somebody in there that you trust, that's going to look out for the best welfare of you and your family.
That's right.
And it's important that these elected officials have the best in mind of you, the community.
That's
That's
right.
what's important.
Absolutely. 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 Well, you know what? You had just mentioned meetings and agendas. I was just going to ask you, what are some of the things that people can do to get more involved in local politics?
One of the things I think they can do is volunteer. Let's say there's somebody running, okay? And if they align with how you think and how you look at things, volunteer for them for a couple hours. You don't have to do it every single day. You can volunteer for a couple hours making phone calls, knocking on doors, talking to your neighbors and saying, hey, look, I have this candidate who I believe in. His moral compass is right on track with mine. We think alike. He's looking out for our best interest. Put a word of mouth out to your friends at your job. Say, hey, I have this person that's running. I think we should support him, whether it be volunteering for them, giving them money for their campaign. That's one thing that I promised the people, that when I run, I will not take any money that people do business with, whether it be with the city or, you know, uh, with Fox Metro Water Reclamation. I just don't do that. I think that there should be clarity. I think there should be no wiggle room for even a hint of pay to play when you're at these things. People also need to go to these meetings that these people have, whether it be Fox Metro Water Reclamation that meets every month, or the city of Aurora meets at least twice or three or four times a month. Different committees, different the council, the city council. People need to go and get informed of what's going on. I think it's very important if you get informed to see where your money is going, what decisions are being made. And the only way to do that is if you more involved.
Right. That's right. That's right. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Well, Casey, great information you've been giving us tonight. Greatly appreciated. I do want to ask one last question. Um, what other advocacy and community activism are you involved in Aurora, Illinois? Give us a breakdown of what else you're doing so that we're knowledgeable about the moves that you're making in that city, man.
Well, oh geez, where do I start?
So many, man.
uh,
Just pull
you know
one.
what? I keep quite busy in the community. There are, a few projects that are dear to my heart. Um, I've been working on one thing that really stands out to me right now is the food pantry. I worked with Loaves and Fishes, and I saw a need in the community for certain groups of people, a group of people in certain communities that were not being addressed or taken into consideration. And I had a meeting with Loaves and Fishes and some of the people there, and I said, hey, we need a food pantry on the east side of Aurora for the Hispanic community, for minorities, African Americans, that will take care of them in a special way, especially the undocumented community, which is somewhat stepped over and not taken into consideration what's going on. So I saw the need, and we started a food pantry over at St. Therese. First, we tried to set it up in another church. We ran into too many obstacles there because of certain things, but then we moved on to St. Therese, and within months, we were there. We got it up and running. We're taking care of people. I know we have somewhere between 800 to 1,000 families registered right now through that food pantry. We also started a pilot program where, food is being delivered to senior citizens, people with disabilities. And I know that has taken off. We started off with about, 30, 40, 50 people. I think it's over around 200 people or more right now. So to me, that was something very important because, you know, these people that are somewhat being neglected by the system or how the system is set up, some of these people don't have proper documentation. So security numbers, X amount of, whatever documents are supposed to be needed for certain programs, we have a way to work with them. And we're providing them food on a weekly basis every Tuesday at St. Teresa's Church, from 4 to 6. We're serving, close to 200 families every
Wow.
week there,
Wow.
and we're registering every week. There hasn't been a week that we've been there that we have not registered certain families.
I heard that.
So to me, that's something very dear to my heart is this, the startup of the food pantry over on the east side of Aurora. I grew up on the east side of Aurora. Even though I live on the west side, my heart's still over on the east side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel you, bro. Me too,
you
man.
know, so no matter where I'm at, there's always going to be a special place for me, for my Hispanic community, for
Absolutely.
uh, immigrants, undocumented people,
Sure.
undocumented immigrants. I was undocumented myself when I was young, very young,
Absolutely.
when I came here to
Absolutely.
the United States.
Hmm.
So, the trials and tribulations that I went through stuck with me.
Sure.
And I saw, what people go through. And if I can facilitate and ease some of those problems, trust me, I'm there.
Damn right.
I'm very approachable. Like I said, I'll work with anybody. All you have to do is talk to me. Sit down and
Hmm.
talk to me. Call me. I'm there. We also did Toys for Tots this year. Again,
Okay.
this is our
Okay.
second year of. We formed a non-for-profit organization called UNI2.
Right.
UNI and then the number two, and it's UNI2 in English, and in Spanish it's Unidos, which means united.
All right.
My son did our logo of
All
a
right.
family, holding hands together. That's our
That's what's
logo,
up.
and that's what we're about. We're about having families being together, or just helping families to
That's
stay
what's up.
together. Especially right now that a lot of immigrant families are coming up from the border and stuff like that. We want to keep them together. We want to help them. We want to ease them into the society, into the things that they need. So we're there for them. This year we doubled the amount of toys that we did, and we also serviced quite a bit of families, immigrant families
Hmm.
too, when we did the Toys for Tots. And we worked with another organization, with Pastor Sheila. And like I said, I reach out to a lot of people.
Hmm.
My door is always open. I try to reach out to different organizations, different ethnicities, and work with them.
There you go.
So thank you to Sheila and Not Forgotten Ministries, who got me some of the toys that we could provide to some of these immigrant families.
Okay.
Another thing that we've been doing, I do free computer classes for adults.
All right.
Yeah, from opening it up, turning it on, to
Yeah,
actually
especially with
creating their
seniors.
own
Yeah.
email. Yes,
Yeah.
our youngest one was, I believe, geez, 58. Our
Okay.
oldest one was 74.
Wow. Wow, man. Yeah. See, yeah, I see.
And
Yeah,
that
something like that.
74-year-old guy, he he really, really wanted to learn. And
I
he
heard
did.
that. I
He
heard that.
found out how he could create his own email, how to
Okay.
send emails, how to
Okay.
receive emails, how
Okay.
to attach stuff. I mean, if you see the faces on these people that for the first time they were able to use a computer and know what to do, priceless, brother.
I heard
It
that.
was just priceless, you know. So, that's something that, that I'm proud to say that, Unidos, my wife and myself were the teachers of these adult students, and we taught them how to use a computer.
That's
You
what's up.
know,
That's what's up.
yeah, a lot of people don't know. I pioneered the TinkerWorks program, the
Okay.
STEM program, a
Okay.
while back. Myself and David Smith, we were the original people that started these programs over
Mm.
on the east side, the STEM programs.
Wow.
So I'm
Okay.
proud to say, yeah, we started it, and the city kept going. The city kept project, and I'm glad they did.
That's what's up.
I also been on the Hispanic board, the City of Aurora Hispanic board. Um,
Many years. Yeah.
and I'm proud to say we did Fiestas Patrias. We gave out thousands and thousands of dollars, almost averaged at over 20,000 every year that I was on the board for scholarships for our Hispanic
Yes.
community.
Yeah.
You know, and one thing that I don't really advertise that I do behind the scenes is I do help an orphanage in Mexico,
Okay. Okay.
and we do work with an orphanage in Mexico. We've been able to send them toys, stuffed animals, monetary stuff. And also, there's an indigenous community that I work with, a doctor, a homeopathic doctor,
Okay.
and we set up a pharmacy for them, you know, and also a toy library.
Wow.
And that was a pet project of mine, thinking outside the box. We when I went down there, I took a bunch of toys with me, and I said I want to set up. I knew about the indigenous community down there in Mexico, and I said
Okay.
I want to set up a library, have all these toys, and kids go in, check out the toy, play with it a couple weeks, whatever, a month, whatever they want. They bring it back, choose another toy and play,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
and you know what? They took such good care of the toys.
Okay.
It's been quite a few years and it's still up and running.
That's what's up.
That's something I really don't advertise a lot. There's more I could go into, uh, but I think people get the gist of what I do in the community.
Absolutely, brother.
Another thing that's
Absolutely.
dear to my heart is working with kids with disabilities.
Yes.
My wife was a teacher at Hopewell School, where they have all
Okay.
the kids with special needs.
Right. Right.
And I've been fortunate, and I say fortunate because you meet these individuals, there's nothing but love in their heart, brother.
That's right. That's right.
And it hits you. It hits you hard because you see the struggles they go through, and it's nothing compared to what we go
Not at
through,
all.
honestly.
Not at all.
I see the parents and what they struggle through with these kids with special needs, and my hat goes out to them. My heart goes out to them, and I'm sorry, I'm getting somewhat
I feel you, my
emotional
brother. I
because
feel you, brother.
it's
You got a big heart, man. Casildo,
it's
you've been
it's
involved for a long time, man. Long time, man.
it's something that you know I've worked on for a long time with kids with disabilities.
Hmm.
I worked with a friend of mine, Tony Galvez, and being with him a few years and helping him set up his non-for-profit and helping him with all his stuff that he was working on. It gives you a different perspective of life.
Yep.
It
Should.
changes your heart and your mind. It should. It should touch your heart. And I think that's one thing that we are missing from our elected officials. Heart.
Yep.
They have no heart no more.
That's right.
I'm
You ain't
sorry. I'm
you ain't
blunt. You know
joking.
me.
You ain't joking, brother.
I am straightforward and blunt.
Yeah.
Our
You're right.
elected officials are missing heart. They don't care for your fellow human beings.
Yep.
They think of money. They think of alternative motives. We don't need people like that serving. We need people with a heart serving. And I know I have a heart, and
That's
I'm
right.
willing to serve the people. And if they give me that confidence and that vote, I would be very honored, but know that I will work for them.
That's what's up,
I will
man.
not be motivated by exterior motives or money or whatever have you. And that's not me. And I think that's what makes me the best candidate of all the people that I'm running against.
That's what's up, man. I would say your track record alone speaks for itself. Speaks for itself, man. Hey, look, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. And I want to thank my guest, Casildo Casey Cuevas, again running
Can I
for
have one more thing?
one more thing. Go ahead, my brother.
Yes, I'm currently working right now with a young lady who has Down syndrome.
Okay. Okay.
She wrote a book, Super Sammy.
Okay.
Uh, we just purchased 100 books of hers to help her out. A young lady, beautiful soul. I met her mom, her dad, and her son, and her, and she signed my book that she actually gave me a book and signed it. So right now we're working on a project. I'm working with Juani Garza. I'm working with Tony Galvez and another young lady, the Hoyos, and hopefully we all four of us can come together. I already purchased the books. Uh, what we want to do is have the young lady sign all the books and present them to both school districts, east and west, to the
Okay.
elementary schools. We're
Okay.
going to give, 3 or 4 books to each elementary school, both on the east side and the west side. Then I'll move on to the other districts too.
Gotcha.
But I'm going to start with East Aurora and West Aurora. So that's something that's in the works right now.
All
Uh,
right.
you know, I want to give thanks to Juani Garza for supporting this idea and helping me. Uh, so, like I said, I'm always thinking outside the box. I'm always
Mhm.
looking at different things that I want to do to help people,
That's what's up.
And I want to thank you for and the audience for giving me this time to talk about a little bit about myself and why I'm running.
Absolutely, my brother. The public needs to know. We need to know who our angels are out there. Again, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Casildo, thanks again for coming through on the platform. And everyone, get your asses out there and vote. It's important.
April 4th, go
That's
out and
right.
vote.
That's right. That's right. And with that being said, enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. Casildo, stay with me. Peace.